Stop procrastinating now. 5-minute trick for instant action. Hey, fellow rock stars. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to avoid procrastination and how to just, push past it. So in that way, you don't allow it to keep it from achieving your goals or your success or whatever it is that you want to get in your life. And for me, it's something that I've been doing for quite a long time, probably over 20 years now. Yeah, 25. Yeah, about 25 years at least, maybe even a little bit longer. I now call it the treadmill trick. I kind of just broke it down to that because that's when I really started actually implementing it in other aspects of my life. And the treadmill trick is very, very simple. It goes like this. There are so many days that I just do not feel like working out or exercising. And I'm just like, oh man. And I would just skip a day, skip 3 days, skip an entire week. So what I do now is I say, look, I'm going to take 5 minutes. I'm going to commit to just 5 minutes. And 5 minutes is just going on the treadmill. And if you don't have a treadmill, your goal is to get fit and to exercise and train and do all that stuff, then it could just be a walk around your court or around your house or outside your house, unless it's raining or snowing, and then inside your house. Okay. But 5 minutes, right? You just commit to 5 minutes. And you go, look, I'm going to go 5 minutes. And if I'm feeling it, I'm in my groove and I'm feeling good, I got my endorphins moving around, going and everything, then I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to push for my entire workout, and I'm going to do, a 20-minute, 30-minute, 40-minute, hour-long workout, whatever it is your goal, you go ahead and do that. Now, if you're feeling after the 5 minutes like, oh man, I'm still feeling like crap, I just got so many other things to do, I just can't do this, I don't feel it, then you're going to stop at that 5 minutes and you're going to celebrate and say, look, I'm a success. I did it today. I got that. So I am good. And you're going to celebrate it. And that's the simple trick to doing it. And you can do this in every aspect of your life. It doesn't matter if this is something personal. It can be with your parenting, in your relationships. It can be in your business. It could be in health and fitness like we already talked about. There's so many different ways you can do it. So I'll give you an example if it's in your business, right? If you're an entrepreneur or you work for a business or something like that, let's say you have to do sales calls. I had to do sales calls and I hated them. It was like picking up when I picked up that phone, it felt like 1,000 pounds, like a ton. I was just like, man, I don't want to make these calls. So my little trick was look, I got to make 100 calls today or 200 calls or whatever it might be for that goal. So instead of saying, look, I got to do 100 calls in order for me to be successful, what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to commit to doing at least 5 calls or 10 calls. You choose whatever that minimum goal is. So if let's say it's just 5 calls or 10 calls, right? We'll go with 5 calls. So if you're like, look, I'm just going to do at least 5 calls, then you pick up the phone and you make those 5 calls. I like to call it leap first and let the net appear, which means that it's like stepping at the edge of a high dive or on a cliff that you're going to jump into the water. I don't know if you've ever done that, but it's a little freaky if you're not used to doing it and you're not a daredevil. So you basically jump without thinking and you just expect that everything will be okay because if you allow your brain to think about it, you're just going to get frozen and not want to do it. Same thing with calls for me. Some of you might enjoy doing them. I didn't, but that's basically how I looked at it. Is I'm going to pick up the phone, have my, my notes ready, my outline ready. I couldn't use scripts because then I just didn't sound right and I get confused. So I had a little notes and little bullet points in order for me to stay on track. And I would make the first call without even thinking in my brain. I just make the first call with that prepared. And I would just say, look, I'm going to do 5 calls. So as long as I do 5 calls, no matter what I do after that, I'm going to feel successful and I'm going to pat myself on the back and I'm going to celebrate that I did a great job. And tomorrow I'll do another 5 or more, right? So you do those 5 calls and either you're feeling and you're like, look, I'm on a groove. I'm having good conversations. I'm connecting with people. I'm having a good time. Cool. I'll do another 5. I'll do another 10, whatever it is, right? And then you might reach your 100 calls or just go for it and do 100 calls or 200 calls, or whatever it is you have to do. But the point is that if you don't feel it and you're like, oh man, I'm just stumbling on my words and just feeling like crap, you did the 5 calls, pat yourself on the back, celebrate, and then just move on and you can do it again tomorrow. So that's kind of the way of doing it. So even if you have to just send out, let's say 100, 200, 300, 500 emails a day, Well, you say, look, I'm going to commit to doing 10 or 20 emails. And then after that, I'll decide if I'm going to keep going because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling on a groove and I'm just going to keep doing it. If not, I'm going to go ahead and stop and celebrate the fact that I did that. So that's how it works. So let's say you're in the creative business, right? You have a project you're working on. Let's say it's, dev projects, you're doing development. Let's say, you're creative and you're writing books, right? So you're writing a book, or you need to make a video for YouTube or something like that, just like this one right here. So when I'm not feeling like getting on camera and doing the video, what I might do instead then is I'll commit, just like 10 minutes to at least, polishing up a script, polishing up some ideas, and I'll put those down there, or I'll commit, like for instance, I set up my camera instead of using the webcam or one of my other cameras. I have a Pocket 3 camera. I was going to use the DJI, but I'm like, I might as well just use my Sony that I already have. So then I invested that time, that 10 minutes to just put it together, set it all up. And I did that over the course of 2 days because I just wasn't feeling the energy of doing a video. And I did that and I celebrated. So do the same thing as we're like, look, I'm just going to work on the script, or I'm going to work on setting up the camera or whatever it might be. If you're writing a book, I'm going to use AI, I'm going to use Grok or ChatGPT or whatever it is that you use to come up with some additional ideas or some additional notes in order for me to get moving on that project. And if I'm going to stop after 10 minutes because I'm just not feeling it anymore, that's fine. I'm going to pat myself on the back and I'm going to feel successful and I'm going to celebrate. It's what I call celebrating your wins, no matter how big or how small they are. And that will condition your brain in order for you to keep moving forward and to keep pushing forward to achieve that success that you want to do in your life. Now, if this is something you want to do for parenting or your relationships with your significant other, then you could do something very, very similar where you basically say, look, I'm going to invest, 20 minutes, 10 minutes at very least, 10 minutes to 20 minutes each day where I'm going to connect with them. Obviously if you don't live together and you're in a relationship, whatever, then it's going to be a little bit different. You just, say, okay, well, 3 days a week or 5 days a week or whatever it is for you guys. I'm going to invest, at least 10, 20 minutes, if not more, where I'm just going to connect with them, whether it's going on a walk, going on a hike, going to the beach, going to the snow, whatever it is for you, or just maybe it's just watching a movie together and talking about the movie afterwards, or just enjoying some time together, cooking together, or whatever it might be, holding hands, going on a walk, like I said, and just committing to that. And look, if you're like, man, I have more time and I'm feeling good, then let's go longer, right? But it's committing to those bare minimums in order to get, everything flowing and to get you, where you want to be. And if you do that, no matter what it is, what aspect of your life, personal, relationship, family, business, entrepreneurship, it doesn't matter. It'll work for everything. So go ahead, take a paper and pen or your favorite notepad app or whatever app you use on your computer or your phone, and take a bunch of notes, write down some ideas that you can do for some of the goals and some of the things that you want to achieve in your life, and write them down, take good notes, and then most importantly, take action immediately. Do something today for 5 or 10 minutes or however long that you plan to commit, and do it. All right? Be a rockstar in your life and make the world your stage.
Thanks for watching the Rockstar in Life Show, your source for unleashing your inner rock star. Thanks again, and don't forget to be a rock star in your life and make the world your stage.